next poll question is, do you believe that Darius Crooks fakes mental health episodes as a grift to manipulate his followers, to make excuses for bad behavior, makes excuses when he doesn't deliver on his services and goods, pull on their heartstrings so that he can continue to grift them? When he gets caught up with one grift, the way to get out of it and hit the reset button is to pawn off and claim that he's had a mental health challenge. Do you believe that Darius Crooks is using mental health as a grift? Do you? Again, credit to Karma's a bitch in the exposed group over on Facebook. Friends, you did your big one with this one. I didn't put this together. Now I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna do some, put some more stuff together for us, but we're doing an overview tonight, which is long enough. Based on the hard work of Karma's a bitch on in the exposed group over on Facebook. This, I was like, bravo, bravo. I mean, I knew it, but the fact that you were able to pull the receipts and put it together, oh my God, friend, bravo. This is an epic one. This goes in the Darius Crooks Exposing Hall of Fame. So, what Karma did was pull the receipts of Darius Crooks using the mental health diagnosis of whatever on multiple occasions and medication taking on multiple occasions, claiming as if it was the first time each time. Starting in as early as 2017. Actually, I know it goes back further than that. I just, again, we ain't doing no deep dive. But y'all know I've read when he did the mental health thing, when he scammed us in Chicago and ran off to New Jersey, and he did that Facebook post and talked about, and I had a person who was a friend who said I should, if I'm talking about taking my life, I should take it and start all over again because I this one up. Remember that one? Remember that? That was back in 2012, I think. This is what we're starting at with this level of receipt. This from 2017. He been doing it that long. Actually, I learned even before that. I learned he was doing it when I knew him, but I didn't know he was doing it. He had been doing it with employers and everything. Faking mental health. He learned at a certain point that he could get away with it. That people, that's an area that people is very sensitive. People don't like to go there with it. They don't want to, they gonna take you at your word if you having a mental health crisis or whatever. So that's why he uses it. It's like his kryptonite. I got mental health. No, you can't say nothing now. I know I just scammed you and your whole family, but I got mental health issues. And people like, damn. Anyway, so on July 7th of 2017, Darius Crooks writes in a Facebook post, I can't really remember exactly when it started. What I do remember is that we opened Greens and Gravy to a packed house. The entire opening week was a complete home run. Somewhere after that, I started to not feel my best. I felt sick, but I thought I'd just chill for a bit and let my body repair itself. On the 6th day of just laying in the bed all day and not eating, now you know that's a lie. Now y'all know. Come on. Crooks, you had me a little bit because I was like, oh, I kind of remember some pieces of this story until you said not eat. Now we know. Boy, you can't even open your eyes without putting something in your mouth. Get out of here. Anyway, he goes on to say, I felt sick, but I thought I'd chill for a bit. Get your violins in the chat, please. Violins in the chat. I felt sick, but I thought I'd just chill for a bit and let my body repair itself. On the 6th day of just laying in the bed all day, not eating, I felt, maybe he meant not eating every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes. Maybe he had mood to say every hour. On the 6th day of just laying in my bed all day and not eating, I figured I'd better go see a doctor. When I got there, my temperature was 104 degrees. I had chills and I was sweating. Something wasn't right. They treated me, gave me a prescription, and sent me on my way. 2 more days later, I still didn't have the energy or the urge to get out of bed. That's when my doctor referred me to another doctor who saw me. After her initial review, she referred me to one more doctor. After a series of questions and some tests, I was diagnosed with acute depression and anxiety. The diagnosis was and still is, next slide, scary, but I had some solace in knowing the root cause and that there was hope in yet another prescription. I'm not sure how I got here. That's for the therapist to help me work through. But the psychiatrist I saw ensures me that I'll eventually start feeling normal again. If not, we can increase the dosage and the antidepressants. I feel good, not great, but good. I've been absent from everything related to food because I just didn't have the desire or passion anymore. That's starting to subside and the creative juices are starting to flow again. I'm still taking it slow. I don't know what healing looks like. In patients who experience behavioral changes, there are different paths to being whole again. I do know that working 7 days a week, flying across the country, pouring myself out, and not getting refilled isn't the way to go. For those who've been following the journey, hold on, more grifting ahead of us. You can attest, is that up yet? You can attest, I quit my job in 2015 and I've been full steam ahead without much of a break since March of 2015. That's all I've known. The reality is, I just can't no longer live like that. It's put me in a dark place that I don't ever want to be in again. In this business, it's important to be whole because you just can't give, create, or produce in excellence if you're not settled. I don't have all the answers yet, but I do know this. Greens and Gravy, my first restaurant, will not be closing. That's a lie. That was in 2017. By 2020, it was defunct. I have a very keen and savvy management team. Now he blames them and says, they was not good. They suck. Ain't no good employees in Atlanta. That's why I'll never open another restaurant again. This is the problem with the internet. It don't forget. It don't forget. It don't forget. I have a very keen and savvy management team that is handling my daily operations, and they're doing it with grace and poise. I'm so proud of them until I'm not. I will no longer be traveling to conduct Dining with Darius Crooks. We know that changed too. For the ticket holders, thank you so much, Karma's a B for this. This is what I'm talking about. This is a goddamn home run. Again, I hadn't read this yet. Ooh, y'all. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Darius Crooks, remember, he's claimed that he's never canceled Darius Dining with Darius Crooks events. He's claimed that he's never stopped doing his business for any mental health reasons whatsoever. And because when Jeremy had his mental health issues, he said Jeremy is a horrible person. He's not a good business person. And this was Darius Crooks' words. If I ever did to y'all what Jeremy has said about not doing my business, talking about some mental health issues, y'all wouldn't even be following me if I ever did that. This thing on? Is this thing on? Hashtag Dining with Darius Crooks. For ticket holders, you will be made whole. There are a lot of you. Please give me time to email everyone and deal with the communication of it all. I realize some cities have been sold out for over a year. This girl is such a liar. It is so ridiculous. Why? Why live this way? And so publicly. This is how blatant he is with his lies. Y'all gonna have to hold on a minute because I didn't pull a clip in because I didn't have time, but I gotta look for it while we here. because I want y'all to see the level of deception. That's what I need to retitle this thumbnail, Deception. Actually, because it does apply to both them, him and Christian. Deception. I would never do that to y'all. I already knew it when I'm like, this girl is lying to them right now. But they don't know this stuff. A lot of them came after this stuff. They came in 2021 and after. They don't know he blatantly lied. And this is all those people that we've been talking about for years that never got their Dining with Darius Crooks refunds from when he canceled the entire tour. I've been telling y'all that for years. I just didn't have this receipt. But karma is a B, and it is, but the user who uses that name found this. Because the internet never forgets. This is why it helps to have a whole exposing coalition. Because what one don't do, the other can do, and we help each other out. We get to work. Oh, I love y'all for this. Oh, my God. Chef's kiss for this one. Please accept my apology for having to cancel. I do understand. Now why is he going to say he canceled? I mean, he just went to a whole diatribe about mental health and protecting himself and how he ain't been feeling himself. And that's fine. Real life happens to people. That ain't reading. I ain't been on here on YouTube because my own stuff. I've been on Patreon, though. That's why you got to join Patreon if you like. Well, Vell, I hate when you disappear. Get your ass on Patreon. You'll be seeing me more often. Anyway, what kind of promotion is that? Join Patreon, though. Patreon.com / IAmVellB. Put it at the bottom. Let's scroll across. Is this it? Where is it? It's Friday night. There we go. I got to fix this. Too much stuff happening. And don't forget to donate. Let's keep that. The money more important. Join Patreon, though. Anyway, please accept my apologies for having to cancel. I do understand the refund process has taken longer than normal for some. That's because you're not refunding. That's because you floating money like you're doing with the delivery driver that wants you to pay him in 7 days. What multi-millionaire can't pay somebody in 7 days? Why he can't? I was even thinking of this as I was pulling the show together when I saw bits and pieces. He's supposedly running a multi-million-dollar company. He's also moving into a different country. He has allegedly will have someone operating and running. He would have to have someone running his warehouse, correct? Why is he such a control freak and a narcissist? And this is where you should start to think like something wrong with him. How you gonna control every bit of the business? Like you can't control what's happening in the warehouse from a different country, meaning the day-to-day. Why not trust your manager, the person who's been running and getting these shipments out, with a little credit card? Put on the Amex, so you can do that. Put on the Amex, give a little small credit limit, $1,000 or something like that, and you can easily track what's being spent and allow her to be able to then pay the delivery driver and whatever else might need to be paid. And you easily reconcile that every month. I mean, you'll see the charges coming through in real time. That's what a normal business, and I ain't saying, oh, give all the, I would have a business manager by that point, as rich as he claims to be, as successful as he claims to be, as many hats as he claims he's wearing. You need a business manager at a point. At the very least, if it was a real life situation, because I know she's smoking mirrors, all that ain't real. But if it was a real life situation that she claims to be, and I was in it, I would have definitely had a business manager by now. You meet with your business manager. I've worked in corporate America. The organization I worked for, there was not only one person. It wasn't only the CEO that could spend money. The CEO didn't even reconcile what we were spending in our departments. That's how you grow, though. They should already know something wrong with that. That don't make sense, huh? You controlling everything? That's because he don't trust nobody because he a thief. And he's so much of a thief, he think everybody else has a thieving mind like himself. That's what that is. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You think everyone is as untrustworthy as you are. He's always looking for the come up. He's always trying to get over on people. He's always scheming and scamming. So he think we all operate. That's how we fell out as friends with the business. Remember his version of the story. They thought they was gonna get me. I got them before they got me. No, girl, nobody was thinking like that. Me and the other person still friends because we ain't never tried to get each other. We've been in other businesses together. We never tried to get each other. That's how you operate. Anyway, Darius Crooks goes on in 2017 when he canceled a ton of Dining with Darius Crooks, a whole year worth of Dining with Darius Crooks. I think it was a whole season of Dining with Darius Crooks events. This is his message. Please accept my apologies for having to cancel. I do understand the refund process has taken longer than normal for some, but for those who have received refunds, they can attest the refunds are coming. This is how he operates. I guarantee you, he gave refunds to his diehard. He gave me my refund. Yes, because he saw your name on the list and was like, this one gets done, that one, not that, not those 40, not these 20. Oh, here's Breon, she get a refund. Here's Crystal, her refund. Here's Tracy, her refund. That's how he do it. He admitted to it one day in a live where he says, oh, I know who everyone is and how many times you've ordered. My people get taken care of. He literally picks. So then they, I've been ordering with him for 7 years. I get everything I ordered. Yeah, you do. Don't mean everybody else is getting it. You happen to be a favored hag. Congratulations. He's still a scammer, though. It's still a Ponzi scheme. That's how Ponzi schemes work. Ponzi schemes, when they have their people who invest the most and are the most loyal, they make sure they get their money first. It's the people on the low tiers, the low rung at the bottom. Those are the people who get screwed. The one who just found them on the internet on TikTok and ordered a crock pot or a dildo for the first time. Those are the people who get scammed. But you like, I've been watching him for 10 years since I'm from Periscope. I'm a Periscope hag. We get everything. He ain't non-loyal. He always follow through. Because you made it into the inner cult circle. You special to the scammer. That's all. That's all that means. You special to him, yeah, because you enable him. That's really not a good thing. I know you think it is. You're like, I'm in the inner circle, but I'm an enabler, Master like me, he be saying my name sometime in the chat, I'm a part of the chat group where we, put a bunch of posts in there about people and dox people for him, Congratulations, you're a special hag. He says the cookbooks are in stock. Look at him trying to sell most stuff. I understand we sold upwards of 1,000 cookbooks during the last sale a few weeks ago. Look, then just totally like, and I'm done with the Dining with Darius Crooks events. It's about me, my mental health. Screw you. I also sold 1,000 cookbooks, and they still on sale if you want some more. This is how she operates. It's all about the money. Why they don't see this? I don't know. It's blatantly clear to me. Is it blatantly clear to some of y'all? Cookbooks are in stock. I understand we sold upwards of 1,000 cookbooks during the last sale a few weeks ago. Some of those cookbooks were damaged due to the Georgia rain and the lack of care by USPS. Blaming the post office. Last I checked, the post office got sealants. But what I do know is you used to keep stuff outside your house. Boxes and all that stuff. People got pictures of it. They got damaged at his house, and he still shipped them. You got to keep in mind, during this time, he was shipping cookbooks from his house out of his garage and stuff. He was packing them in his house and in the garage and all of that. And they would be on pallets. And sometimes he wouldn't have enough space left in the garage. And they get pushed outside of his garage waiting on USPS to pick them up. Maybe it rained that day before the truck arrived. He's like, still take that old soggy ass pallet and sell it to these hags. Get them out of my face. Some of them just going to take whatever I give them. It's fine. The ones on the bottom might be a little drier. Let's take a chance. That's how he operates. Some of those books were damaged due to the Georgia rain and the lack of care by USPS. How many times do we get soggy mail? Because I ain't never got no soggy mail. I ain't saying it don't never happen, but it's not very likely that we just getting soggy mail. Just reply to your confirmation email and I'll give you info on the next steps. But you have to have photos of any damages. There's a new cookbook in the works. Look at her advertising. Also, my YouTube audience can expect a revamp to the channel, which includes new video tutorials and a bevy of all new recipes. I thought you was tired. I thought you were no longer yourself. You were a shell of yourself. You just like, I don't feel like seeing y'all and being bothered with y'all with these diarrhea tours. You'll get your money back maybe. Goodbye. I don't really want to interact with y'all face to face. I want to just send you cookbooks and get on YouTube. You so worn out. You're talking about how you're learning you got to do more for yourself and slow down and blah, blah, blah. And then you go into a whole bevy of new business ventures or business ventures that are thriving and continuing. You go into a whole 2 paragraphs of advertising. This can't be real. It's real though. It's real. Also, the YouTube channel, a YouTube audience can expect a revamp to the channel, which includes new video tutorials and a bevy of all new recipes. All of my live stream viewers, I'm coming back. I thought you was tired. How you getting back on live? I've been more active on Periscope, and I'll be back on Facebook and IG soon, cooking live. I promise. She did keep that promise though. That girl, she ain't been able to stay off since 2017, I guess. I wasn't paying no attention back then. Y'all let me know. Ooh, let me find this video before I forget. Hold on now. Y'all got to be patient with me. I hope it don't take us long. And I necessarily be able to, this way it'd be great to have a moderator with the comments, because then I can multitask a little bit. Okay, so let me see. What I'm going to try to pull for y'all is when he was talking about Jeremy. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully I'll be able to find it quick. Is this it? I think this is it, though.
You have to be concerned about, right? You got customers that you have to deal with, right? A lot of that, all that goes together. I'm sorry. Just telling me.
Okay, so just in case some of y'all lost or came in late and you're like, well, what you playing, Vell? I'm lost. So we just read that whole diatribe of Darius Crooks back in July of 2017. This is why I told you I wanted to do a deep dive on this. July 7th of 2017 with his alleged first mental health. Well, this was not the first. This was not the first. The first was the Cupcake Gallery scam in Chicago. That's where he did that Facebook post. I just don't have it handy, but that's the first. So technically, I think this is the second. So we got 2012, now 2017. And this is Darius Crooks when he opened the Greens and Gravy restaurant and he was saying how stressed out he was, et cetera, et cetera. He ended up having to see doctors. Now he got medication. And so much so that he had to end the Dining with Diarrhea tour indefinitely. Now we fast forward. This was in 2017. Fast forward to 2021. Jeremy had whatever his issues were. We know why he got out of the Three Kings tour. It was toxic. It was a lot of chaos going on. None of us are blamed. Well, that's not true. Some of y'all are. Some of y'all are D-hivers and you're blaming Jeremy. But those of us over here with critical thinking skills and the third eye and all that, we know that Darius Crooks was already planning on canceling the Three Kings tour prior to Jeremy quitting. However, Jeremy quit before Darius Crooks completely, ended it. Then Darius Crooks flipped the narrative to make it Jeremy's fault of why he wasn't going to be continuing the Three Kings tour that never started, never even had one event. Now, this particular day, he's in his car and he's laying it on even more because now he's gotten into being a victim mode. I wasted $30,000 and he quit and he wasn't a strong person. And then he goes on to dragging Jeremy about having mental health issues and being a horrible businessman because he couldn't man up and power through his mental illness, mental situations.
I'm going through something mental and you're a social media influencer. I can't hear. I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. I can't hear it. That's what this is. Look at anybody that's popping on social media. Anybody full of hate. Full of hate. You could say the right thing. Tabitha Brown, they hate her. Half lover, half hater. Miss Netta, half lover, half hate. It don't matter. It's social media. That's what happened on.
Tabitha Brown does not have a hate train or exposing group like Darius Crooks. Now, Miss Netta, she been doing some toxic scamming type level stuff herself, so that's why she got it. He is not on the level of Tabitha Brown, and Tabitha Brown don't have the controversy he has. It's not the same. Even Keith Lee got his stuff because people don't like always his critiques, but it still ain't the same as Darius Crooks. They are not the same. But you see him like, oh, mental health stuff, I ain't trying to hear it. I wish I remembered the exact timestamp because we ain't trying to do this 20 minutes. Let me pull in that short one first, just in case. Hopefully it takes me right back to that same drive. I think it does. Let me see if this shorter one, I think the shorter one might have exactly the piece I want. Oh, come on, drive, taking all day. This is just crazy. Such a contradiction. This might be it. Hopefully. It's only a minute and 19 seconds, so hopefully this is it.
Going to do something as a fully functioning adult, as a part of a team, and then decides to walk away. That as a mature adult, if there is something that you say you are going to do as a mature adult, you have to think that thing through very carefully before you agree to do it. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. And listen, I understand that the man has some mental stuff going on. I understand he is not strong enough for the attacks. I get all that. But this could have been handled differently. I don't care about a breakdown. I don't have the luxury to break down. I have employees that work for me. I don't have the luxury of going somewhere and not showing up to do what I've been called to do. I don't have that luxury. I have employees who depend on me. I have employees who have kids who depend on me. I have employees who have families who have to feed their families. When you decide to put on the gloves and play in this ring, in this arena, walking away and not accepting responsibility no longer becomes an option. If you are going to walk away when things get tough, don't be a leader, go get a job. Let somebody else lead who is not going to walk away when things get tough. I'm sorry. I have no room.
Exactly. He has no room. No room. No room to talk about nobody else's mental health affecting their abilities to run their businesses and stick with their commitments. Then recreated the whole narrative like he's always been on it. He's never had a mental health issue. He's never canceled anything or stopped doing any of his business functions for his mental health. Jeremy is weak. Jeremy's a horrible person. And who are these employees and families that are relying on him? Because last I checked, everybody was a 1099, the contractors. And ain't nobody around but Tammy. And maybe, I don't know, what's her name? Crystal? Do Crystal work at the warehouse still? Because she was working there sometimes too. Moving on, let's get this over with. These were posts from people during that time because they weren't getting their refunds from this Dining with Diarrhea tour in 2017. So this person said, so when should my fiance expect a refund? Is there a link we should be pursuing or seeing? Please let us know as soon as possible. Did you get your refund, person? This person obviously knew Darius Crooks. Darius is full of ish. He has been on a few vacations. If you go back and look through his timeline, he's gotten where he wants to be now. Damn everyone else. But karma, it's still coming. Some of y'all, like, where's karma? Where's karma? Where's karma? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It comes. Comes when it's ready, though. This person then says, I hope the people get their money back. Last minute cancellations are not the fault of the consumers, regardless of whom is I guess on their deathbed. That don't mean nothing to Crooks. I mean, look at all that he said, the whole diatribe. Well, this is all of this. Never once did he say this. All that was one post about his mental health, and then, oh yeah, by the way, I canceled, and y'all get y'all refunds, It might take a while, but it happens when it happens. It takes a little longer now. Oh, by the way, I got cookbooks and I'm going to be on live more and all that. I got new ways that I'm going to grift off y'all that don't require as much from me. Then he re-upped the Dining with Darius Crooks event because of the fact that he knew he made money with it previously and he no longer had the restaurants. So again, he had to return to a grift to get money, quick money. Why nobody's seeing the grifting happening? The Dining with Darius Crooks events, he hated them. He stopped doing them when he opened the restaurant. He like, nah, I ain't got to deal with y'all. I got employees and people who will cook the food for you. Then he had to re-up and go back to the Dining with Darius Crooks events. That's not a successful business person. That sounds like a Donald Trump with the casinos. They had to be demolished. Contractors unpaid. He do that too. Crooks do that too. Anyway, y'all, we ain't got all night for all this. Let's move on. Then, the thing on. Then we have other posts. Years later, 3 years later, Darius Crooks talking about it like it's never happened before. It's new. Because it's a new grift he trying to cover up. He acting like in 2017, he didn't send a post. February 5th of 2020, Darius Crooks says, had a full mental exam done today. Oh, I forgot to say this part too. I don't want to move on too quick. Anyone who's gone to therapy, and I am a person who is an advocate of therapy. I go to therapy. I have gone to therapy on and off for well over 50. Actually, I knew Darius Crooks when I was originally in therapy. And it wasn't because of him. But I when Darius Crooks was scamming us with the food truck, and my old therapist had to remind me of that in 2021 when I started talking about him. She was like, oh, that's the guy with the food truck. I remember when that was, I was like, damn, you were around through that drama. I've had therapists since way back then. And what I can tell you with all the stuff that I've been through without doxing my medical history, I ain't never had no doctor. I meet with them once and they send me to another. I meet with them once and they send me to another. Huh? And then throwing medicine at you the day one. What? You get prescriptions, you get medicine, you get pills. Like, I've had multiple therapists. I've had some experience, and you really want to get to know you and get to understand. And they have one meeting, they send you somewhere else, and they send you somewhere. And I understand psychologists and psychiatrists, and one can prescribe and one can't. And I understand that stuff. But this is the way he talking about. He had went to 3. And then they doing some huge workup on him, and they getting instant answers. It took, hell, the new therapist I got, I don't know, we've been together at least over a year, maybe going on 2. She's still trying to figure me out. And the first one took about 15 years of therapy on and off. And then when I was ready to leave, she was like, I feel like we just got to the point where we making headway. I was like, I need somebody who black. I had to keep it real because she wasn't getting it. I was like, I need someone younger and black. Sorry. You don't understand what social media is. I'm telling you stuff and you're like, huh? What is that? I told you I have a god brother. You ain't know what that was. I was like, oh, hell no. That was after years. I was like, yeah, she don't know what a god brother is. I had to break that down. And many other, why am I talking? This is not Patreon. Oops. I'll be forgetting. See, I spent so much time on Patreon, I'll be forgetting. Anyway, the way he described it, I'm like, that just don't sound right. But that was back in 2017 how he described it. So now let's see how he describes a new situation, because I guess he gets to hit the reset button on his mental, like it never happened. So February 5th of 2020, he says, had a full mental exam done today by my psychiatrist. The results, acute depression and anxiety. Didn't you have that same diagnosis in 2017? He gave me a cocktail of meds that's supposed to get the chemical imbalance back on track. My question is this: how long before this Ambien knocks me out? P.S. Please take your mental health seriously. No need to be out there suffering internally. when the doctors can literally work a miracle to make you feel so much better. That ain't hard work. That ain't hard work. I've been through it. That ain't hard work. There ain't no magic pills out here. Ain't no magic pills out here. You got to do the work. The pills can help. I'm one that I don't care for the pills. I ain't like them. Pills can help, but you got to do the work. That's why this girl delusional like she still is, because she never did the work. She's sitting here with pills. This was 3 days after what I just read, y'all. She posting the pills in her hand, the medicine box. How we know? Some of y'all might even know. Are those high cholesterol pills? Are those the ones connected to the mommy makeover surgeries? You know, you had to take certain pills to heal your body or whatever. Could y'all let me know what them pills really look like? This is for stunts and shows. I just told y'all I've been going to therapy for 2 decades, I guess, or something close to it. I ain't never once put no pills in my hand. I ain't never once put no diagnoses on no post. That's because it ain't real. All right, well, let's keep going, though. That ain't it. We ain't done. We is not done. Then we have, just the same one. Just put that back up, right? Yep. The next one, again, in 2021, about this Deliverance movie. I was diagnosed. oh, hell, I got the wrong one up. What? Wait, did I skip on y'all? Oh, I might have them out of order. Oh, maybe this one didn't make it. Hold on. Oh, no, here it is. It's out of order. About this Deliverance movie. This is in 2021. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021. As a result, what happened in 2017? That was the first time, right? Right when you opened up the Greens and Gravy, you told us in 2017. Then you told us again in, what was that, 2020? What was the one I just read? In 2020. In February of 2020. We done went from, what was the first? I ain't finna keep flipping through. But 2017, you said first time, the restaurant, it was too much. I wasn't living for myself. I got to cancel the dining with DARUIS events. You do that. Then we fast forward to 2020. 3 years later, you're like, it was the first time. I finally got some help. Now we're in 2021. You're like, I decided to get some help for myself. And I got diagnosed with, how many times you got to get diagnosed with the same thing? Something ain't right. Are you lying? You lying. You lying. You lying. You ain't never got diagnosed. We know you need to. You ain't never got, and it ain't depression. It's psychosis. This psychosis, schizophrenia, or something going on. Bipolar, schizophrenia, sociopath. That's what this is. Anyway, so Darius Crooks again in 2021. We're on the third first diagnosis. If you can follow that. The third time he's being diagnosed for the first time with depression and anxiety. He must have looked that up at a point, and now he just used that whole narrative. I've never defined my stuff as depression and anxiety. Anyway, about this Deliverance movie. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021 and 2027 and 2020. I'm sorry, y'all. I know some of y'all get irritated with all my interruptions, but I'm sorry. Let me get to. I'm start over from the beginning. I'm not stopping until we get through it. I can't promise though. This shit is funny. I can't promise. And I haven't read it all the way through. This is the first time I'm reading it through. I like to give y'all my live reaction. So I kind of know the context and I just screenshot it and pull it in the show. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021. As a result, I see both a therapist and psychiatrist. I take an antidepressant daily. Anything that triggers me is completely off limits. Y'all, enjoy the movie. I'm good, love. P.S. Depression doesn't mean something is wrong or that you're sad. It's a result of a chemical imbalance, and medication helps to regulate those chemicals. She does stick with that same narrative, though. Must have saw that somewhere. Then we have in 2020, we're jumping back a little bit. I didn't have these in order. February 7, 2020, because this is clicks and views, so he got to take advantage of it. Listen, that little Ambien pill is like magic. The sleep you get from it is downright amazing. Yawns. Good morning. So this was before he started chugging edibles every night in order to calm his mind, to have some level of peace so he could survive all the karma in his thoughts. So back then he was trying Ambien. Then he moved over to edibles. And now he microdose. Not only do he take them at night, but he microdoses them through the day too. That's how the devil gets you. Next thing you know, anyway. Meth. Meth is meth next. You deserve it if it is. Anyway, so April 27th of 2020, he then says, I'm getting old. I just realized the past week I've been taking Ambien each night instead of my thyroid medication. Oh, Lord, here goes another lie. So these are a little out of order, but what I see here, no, this part ain't out of order. He talks about taking Ambien for the first time. Well, they are out of order in my notes. I'm noticing what I'm doing. He talks about Ambien on April 27th of 2020. He talks about how the first time was in February. February 7th of 2020 was the first time he talked about Ambien, like it's a magic pill. Then he went to April 27th. He posted again, April 27th of 2020, about him taking Ambien each night instead of his thyroid medication. Then we fast forward to what I have on the screen here. January 7th of 2022, he says, first night taking Ambien, 10 milligrams. Let's see, ... But you had already posted back in February 7th of 2020 to be exact. Where is it, y'all? Is this it? February 7th of 2020, you had posted that you were taking it already. Then you talked about it again in April of that same year, saying you realized you was taking the Ambien instead of the thyroid medication. Then all of a sudden, 2 years later, you talking about you taking it for the first time, and you trying to see how it's gonna work? Why lie? What, you ain't got a lot to kick it, Craig? Why you lying? Why, Sway? Huh? This is truly a sign of somebody thinking they got a lie to kick it. Got a lie, pathological lie. I've been telling y'all this. And thanks to Karma's a B over there on Exposed Group, then put this one together. I mean, y'all, I've showed y'all stuff before, but this is like really blatant. This is undeniable. This is like, what is this? This also shows you what I always be saying about him creating narratives. Just clicks and views, just saying whatever. Also, and this is the part I was thinking when I was like, ooh, if I could had time to really put it together. How he always called them stupid and saying they believe any goddamn thing somebody tell them. That's why he say that. That's why he say that. Because he can do this and this and this and say this and say that and say that and say that and say this and say this and say that and say this and say that and do that and say that and do this and look like this. He can do all of that. And they still be like, why he over there? They'll be lying on crooks. He lying. He unhappy with himself, and he jealous of your success, and he really wanted to be with you, although he dumped you when you was a fat slob with 3 inches of sadness, but he wants you. He just jealous. And he like, yeah, he jealous, you stupid hags, because I can show you all of this and say this for all the years you've been following me on Patreon, on Instagram, on Facebook. I can actually scam your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin, but as long as you got your order, you still like, y'all just don't understand. He a black man trying to make it and y'all pull him down, but he rich now because y'all hate us and God got him. Shame on you. All of you. Y'all gonna deny this too or ignore it. The mugshot. We just did the mugshot a few months ago. Y'all made excuses for that. Craziness. Police report. He lied. Where the police report? Ain't no police report. Pull out the police report years later. Just ignore it. Well, what had happened was they just did the process. They processed you. Yeah, he told me come with him. I just had to go through the process. And yeah, he took a picture of me and stuff, but you said you had no mugshot. You said you had never been arrested. You said there was no police report. You said prove it. You said they so dumb they believe everything people tell them. No, they so dumb they believe everything you tell them. Because when we tell them stuff with solid receipts, they go with your narrative. It's fine. What's this last one say? January 8th of 2022. Took 10 milligrams of Ambien for the first time. I'm awake. Next time, I'll take off my clothes before going to bed. Got a solid 7 hours of sleep. Don't feel terribly groggy. Some said I do have a slight headache. Overall, not a bad experience. For the first time in almost 2 years, I slept without indica edibles. Overall, I feel pretty refreshed. And I just checked my Amazon purchases. And I didn't place any orders, LOL. So he'd be delusional at night, placing orders and stuff, and ain't no telling what other satanic things he'd be getting into. Mental health grift, the one I've been telling y'all about, has now been partially broken down and reviewed, partially. Because again, we got so much more. This same person that said this about Jeremy.
Going to do something as a fully functioning adult, as a part of a team, and then decides to walk away. That as a mature adult, if there is something that you say you are going to do as a mature adult, you have to think that thing through very carefully before you agree to do it. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. And listen, I understand that the man has some mental stuff going on. I understand he is not strong enough for the attacks. I get all that. But this could have been handled differently. I don't care about a breakdown. I don't have the luxury to break down. I have employees that work for me. I don't have the luxury of going somewhere and not showing up to do what I've been called to do. I don't have that luxury. I have employees who depend on me. I have employees who have kids who depend on me. I have employees who have families who have to feed their families. When you decide to put on the gloves and play in this ring, in this arena, walking away and not accepting responsibility no longer becomes an option. If you are going to walk away when things get tough, don't be a leader, go get a job. Let somebody else lead who is not going to walk away when things get tough. I'm sorry. I have no room.
I mean, sometimes it's like I'm watching them like, is this real life? Like, I'm sometimes lost, like, I think there's an alternate universe or something. Something's not right. How can someone be so blatantly like lying and things not matching up and all this going on? That's all we got for that for today. Y'all know we ain't done. Oh, y'all know we ain't done. And there's more coming down the pike. I ain't gonna even give no clues, but there's more going down the pike. Coming down the pike. I think we're gonna have a really good fall this year. I think Christmas might actually come early. Just a reminder, narcissists will always be more concerned with appearing good or innocent in the outside world rather than actually being a good person who does good things behind closed doors. That's what makes them so dangerous as a friend, partner, or internet culinary influencer. I added that part. Also, another clip, I saw this earlier, and I was like, my God, this is spot on for where I thought the show might go today. Like, even what I had in mind. Well, really, this is what I had in mind. I just thought I was going to be able to dig even deeper than we did. We going deeper. Hold on to your horses. Right, Terry Bland said, we being punked. That's what it feels like. You just worded it perfectly. I feel like I'm being punked. Like, this can't be real life. I shouldn't even have to be explained. Everybody should be like, this joke, this grifter, this, and that's not what's happening. It's not what's happening. And the other piece, this aligns with that. The fact that some people, he rich though. He able to open a restaurant or build a restaurant in Bali where he gonna be overspending money and they still gonna scam him, but he able to do it, He's running successful businesses, even though they all closed. When you really look at the track record, it's like Donald Trump. Every business has really failed, but we ain't paying attention to that because he say he rich, and he show us stuff, and he show us when he vlogging, and he go to a lot of restaurants, He rich though. Show me your wallet, He meet him at the bank, They doing all that. Why? Because what they don't understand is that blessings can also come from the devil.
People get blessed with money, though. We think them blessings come from God. The devil could bless you, too.
You can.
The devil could bless you, too. So when people get blessed, and they like, man, I want to thank God, man, stop throwing that on God, man. God ain't blessing you for that ignorance, for that foolishness that you perpetuate.
Right.
That's the devil blessing you. And now you think because you're elevating, elevating don't mean that you are living a godly life. Mm-mm. So the devil blessing people got people confused, like, man, I'm out here winning, but your soul is dying.
Can I get an amen? I mean, that was worded perfectly. Just because you elevate don't mean God is involved in that. The devil will bless people too. The problem is it don't last, and they will be paying for it on the other end. Trust it. Trust. Many times the devil will elevate people just so he can get a good old laugh when he snatches it all away. That's how the devil operates. That's why you can't make deals with the devil. Some people, what they say, hard head makes a soft. All right, we're going to do a few. That's all I got for y'all today. But join Telegram. That's where you'll be able to get notifications of when I'm going live. And you'll also be able to interact with our fellow fellowship people in various chat groups. Or you can just join the one where you only receive messages from me with the notifications. You can scan the QR code on your screen or join at IAmVellB VIP. But anyway, thank all of you for viewing. Please hit that like button if you haven't. I forgot to ask. Hit that like button if you haven't. Yeah, we're about 100 likes short. And whether you're watching on a replay or watching live, please hit that like button. With that, until next time, y'all enjoy y'all weekend and make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed.